Welcome to another Big Jimny video. In this video we take a look at two lift kits for the Gen 4 Jimny. We're very fortunate to be able to have both these kits fitted to our two Jimnys, and we also have a third Jimny which we can use as a comparison. Make sure you keep watching this video to the end, where I will also debunk a myth about lift kits fitted to Jimnys. If you enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Let's dive into the main video itself. So now let's take a look around the cars themselves. So here is our lineup of three cars. We've got the white SZ5. This is fitted with a Trailmaster kit. We've got the black LCV, which is the one that I drive, and that's fitted with no lift kit at all. And we have the blue LCV that James has just bought, which has got the PEDAS kit fitted to it. Why do we have lift kits? Well, in our case, to be honest with you, it's quite a lot about the looks. Okay, we like the perked up look that it gives the cars. It's only a small lift, but it just lifts it above that small car level to make the car look a bit more, give it a bit more presence on the road, I think is probably what we're saying here. When combined with the tyres, you know, we think that this is the sort of image that a car really should have. But the other one is ride quality. You'd have seen in the reviews of the Jimny that most of the sort of reviewers, the journalists, found the ride to be a bit crashy, that you went crashed into every pothole, every bump, every sleeping policeman. And if we were honest, it is a bit like that. And therefore we wanted something to improve that. And we had heard a lot about lift kits with their different shock absorbers and springs, and to some extent the extra length in the suspension itself, giving it a bit more flex. So that's why we went, first of all, with the Trailmaster on the white one. Trailmaster have a really good reputation for ride, mainly because they advertise their suspension kits as comfort. This is not the sport variant, and that isn't the ride we're looking for. So we went with the comfort version of the Trailmaster ones, and it was very good. The only issue we've got, and why didn't we go with Trailmaster for this second one, the blue one? Well, unfortunately, we find it really difficult to get Trailmaster in the UK. Come on, Trailmaster, you could sell some if you could actually ship some to the UK. Okay, but they don't seem to be able to ship efficiently to the UK, and I have heard some other countries in Europe also say that they're having difficulty getting shipments. So when we got the blue one, we had to look for something a little bit different. So I shopped around, had a look what there was, and decided on trying out the PEDAS kit. This is a little bit unknown in the UK at least. It's an Australian kit, but it's one that I can source, it's one that I can ship, and in fact, indeed, it is the one that is now stocked in the Big Jimny store. And that's what's fitted to James's blue LCV. Both of these lift kits are advertised as being 2-inch, but in fact there's some variation on that. The Trailmaster is of 48mm, I think it is, and the PEDAS is 43mm. As you can see from these walk around pictures, there's virtually nothing in it, to be totally honest with you. They both look the same. It's just a perk up, it just makes the car, lifts them up that little bit more. So, having walked round, let's take a look behind the wheels at the suspension kits themselves. During this video I'm going to swap between the different pictures of the different systems. The ones with the white shock absorbers and the orange springs are the Trailmaster kit, and the ones with the bright red shock absorbers and the red springs is the PEDAS kit. And I'll just dissolve between the pictures as we go along. As you can see, they're actually very, very similar. The kit consists of 2 springs for the front, 2 springs for the rear, 4 shock absorbers, and in both cases a pair of brake pipes for the rear and a light, the adjuster for the height of the lights. So the kits are basically identical. At the front here, no brake pipes are needed because it's only a small lift and it simply bolts on. When you're fitting them, take care that these vacuum and sensor wires are not overstretched as you try to drop the axle and put the springs in. And remember to switch across the spring silencers. The Gen 4 is fitted with rubber spring silencers at the bottom of its springs. Remember to transfer those over to the new springs. Whilst we're underneath at the front, one of the advantages of going with a 2-inch or less lift is that you don't need to extend the front cross member. Kits which are larger than this, 2 inches or larger, have little plates that extend down this cross member. And to my mind, there's always an advantage in not extending something downwards underneath the car, as it reduces any clearances that you have. After you've done the work, the steering will be slightly offset, not too far because it's only a small lift, and it pulls this steering bar across that you will need to adjust. And there's a video down in the description of me adjusting one of these steering bars. And in fact, I'm going to make another one because we've got a little bit of a debate about how that steering bar adjustment interacts with the LiDAR, which is the anti-collision radar that's fitted to a lot of the European models. We think there's some sort of interaction there, and that means that there's also a digital readout coming back from the steering wheel to find the center position. There's a center position sensor, and there's a little bit of discussion around how that's interacting. So I'm going to do another video on that one shortly about how to correct this. But apart from that, the fronts are pretty straightforward to fit and just drop in. You will find that when you first fit them that there'll be a bang or noise as the first time you drive it as everything settles down. And in fact, that's why I haven't adjusted the center of the steering on the blue one yet, because we are sort of delaying a little bit whilst the springs all settle in. At the rear again, it's very, very straightforward. Just a pair of springs and a pair of shock absorbers to fit. Okay, now on the PEDAS kit, note for this kit that the springs are handed. They're marked left and right. This is because Suzuki fit different rated springs either side at the rear on right-hand drive vehicles, i.e. UK ones. So this kit is for right-hand drive only. Check they're marked left and right and make sure you put the correct one on the correct side. On the back, you also get 2 brake pipes to extend the length of the brake, the existing brake hoses, because of the slight lift. And for people who have got the SZ5, or I think it's GLX in some of the other countries, or the Sierra if you're in Australia, and that, which has got the LED headlights, it's got a suspension height adjuster to adjust the headlights. So in the kit, for both kits, the Trailmaster and the PEDAS, is a adjustment bar so that you can move the headlights up to their correct, to recorrect their correct position. Okay, this is not a suspension ride height sensor that feeds into the you know, some sort of wonderful traction control system. It is purely for setting the LED headlights, because the LCV, the SZ4, the Jimny Light don't have this. They have this simple switch and dial on the dashboard to manually adjust the headlights. So that's all that the headlight adjustment does. So a very simple and straightforward kit to fit in both instances. You can do it, and you can actually do it without spring compressors. As I say, if you're just very careful about dropping the axles, you can just fit these in. They're not a tremendously long spring. So how have we found this suspension kit? Both are good for us. We liked the Trailmaster. We actually wanted another one, but we couldn't get them, and therefore we went with the PEDAS. The Trailmaster is softer than the PEDAS, slightly softer, so it does have a slightly more rolly ride, but that means it's actually, you know, got that nice soft feeling that I know James in particular likes. The PEDAS is slightly firmer, but only slightly. It's not a rigid, rock hard. It's way better. Both are way better than stock. And I actually like the ride in the PEDAS one because it's got that slightly more firm feel about it on the road. Both are really good over bumps. Both are really good over potholes. They are a vast improvement on the ride quality. And I'd recommend anyone who is thinking of doing something with their suspension to consider the effect of the ride. It is, as I say, much improved. We're very, very pleased with the results. So in conclusion, we love the lift kits. We like both the Trailmaster and the Peddars. Unfortunately, you can't get the Trailmasters in the UK, as I said previously, but you can now get the Peddars through the Big Jimny store. The link is below in the description if you want one of these lift kits for your cars. At the beginning, I said that I was going to debunk one of the myths of Jimny suspension, and that is that a lift kit gives you good ground clearance. It doesn't. It does nothing. Take a look here. Here's our black LCV. Here's the blue LCV. And here's the white SZ5. The measurement on the differential to the ground is all the same despite the different lift kits or no lift kit at all. It doesn't improve the ground clearance. The ground clearance is improved by changing the tyres. What's the largest tyre I can fit on a Jimny? I hear the person at the back shouting. Well, that's a matter of choice to you. It's not a simple solution. And remember, if you're going to improve or increase the tyres, you're going to just simply add in problems with transmission ratios, the drive ratios, and braking. Okay, all of the added rotational weight. And let's say you go from 27-inch standard tyres to 30-inch tyres. That's 3 inches in difference on the tyres. That's only 1.5 inches difference in differential clearance for a lot of money spent on all the modifications required to turn those wheels. If I was you, I would invest in better driving and keep the clearance as it currently is. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And until the next video, I'll catch you further down the road. Thank you.